use my hands so the mic's going to move all over the place. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What big eyes you have, grandmother.
All the better to see you with.
What big ears you have, grandmother.
All the better to hear you with, my dear.
You can tell there are wolves in the audience tonight. For centuries and centuries, artists all over the world have been inspired by the traditional stories and fairy tales from their own regions and cultures to create great works of art that have touched all our hearts and souls. Arthur Rackham, Edmund Dulac, Gustave Doré, they're just a few of the many well-known fairy tale illustrators whose works have somehow shaped the way all of us view and perceive fairy tale characters like Red Riding Hood, the grandmother, and of course the big bad wolf himself. It is really heartwarming and encouraging to be here tonight to see 10 of our local artists' illustrations here displayed for all of us. Each one of them has been somehow inspired by a particular fairy tale that has spoken to them in a very special manner. Fairy tales are timeless, you see. They travel and they transcend time and space, culture and location. And art, similarly, is also timeless. Art can cross all sorts of boundaries if you allow it to do so. As a storyteller, I find the works tonight not only inspiring, they're fractured fairy tales for me, but I would like you to stand in front of each and every piece here, illustrations, graphic, artistic work, and allow the story that the artist was inspired by to unravel and to unfold in a new and unexpected manner. And to the artists who stand beside me and behind me, you have all displayed great depth of imagination, all of you. And you have also displayed the ability to think out of the box. You do the unexpected. And when we look at your work, we are all conditioned to respond in a very expected and preconditioned way, and that's not happening, I'm sure, for all of us here, not just myself. So take the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, for example, over there in that corner. Jack is depicted as a female companion. Now, who is she in the genre of fairy tale? Why is she there at all in the first place? But you see, if you look carefully, she is none other than Jill. From the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill went up the hill. And if you look even more carefully, you will see the clues in the crown and in the bucket. And if you look over there, you see the series of the story of that sister who sat there patiently weaving and weaving for her 6 brothers who were cursed. A terrible spell that transformed them into wild swans. But she is no mortal, human, beautiful princess sister. She is a cat. A cat. Why a cat? A sworn enemy to all birds. But then you should ask yourself, why not a cat? The cat is depicted as a warm, gentle, sad, with tears dripping down her eyes, sister, who is hard-working, knitting 6 shirts that will eventually relieve her brothers from their curse. So, ladies and gentlemen, please take a look at the works here and be inspired, and like Claude said, hopefully you will buy something and take it back and tell your own stories from the pictures and the imaginations of the artists on canvas, on different platforms. So without further ado, what big teeth you have, grandmother?
All the better to meet you with.